Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. Before we get into today's episode, I just want to tell you about our sponsor. It's the movie Sir John A. and the Curse of the Anti-Quenched. It stars Spenny from Kenny vs. Spenny, John Dunsworth, you might know as Mr. Leahy from Trailer Park Boys, and the Diener from Fubar.
As well as me.
Yeah, it also has Matt in it. And this is a fun Canadian comedy. You can find it on iTunes or anywhere else you get your movies.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
Welcome to the Raiders of the Lost Commentary podcast.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
The unofficial commentary for your favorite
Get to the chopper!
and not so favorite films.
The famous comedian Arnold Braunschweiger.
Starring your hosts Adam and Matt.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Start your movie in 3, 2, 1.
All right, Kung Fury.
From Laser Unicorns.
This, I remember when this came out, it was like the crowdfunding campaign, and
Yeah.
it was like this big deal, like, you know, look at this thing this guy did on YouTube or whatever, right? And it was just so like creative and all that, you know? This opening scene of the cop car blowing up, it's awesome.
Love how he catches it. The jukebox.
It's
Yeah,
funny, like he did it all on his own, right? Like the trailer, and then whenever
about 5,000. He shot the whole thing, the whole movie.
yeah, well, I think he had help eventually, like for the movie itself, but like the trailer that went on Kickstarter.
Yeah. But
that
a lo-
was the thing that like
apparently in the trailer too, he already shot like half the movie already.
oh,
Just
yeah?
to get the well, so there was the baby on fire. But so it was shot with Mark III and a A7, the Sony.
See, I find like the CGI looks really good, but then like the green screen integration, I find, I don't know, it's got like a very clearly like comped look to it, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but
Apparently the you know what he looks like? Have you ever seen
Hot Shots? He looks like what's his face in Hot Shots to me.
kind of? He reminds me of a couple. He reminds me of the guy from Heroes.
Oh, okay. Which
The
guy?
guy from the guy that has.
Oh, like the guy that can, was he fly or something like that?
Yeah, he's also in that new show like This Is Us.
I never watched that.
Okay, but yeah, he looks like that guy. But I like the deep voice as a homage to Snake Plissken,
From
Escape from New York.
Escape from New York.
The bandana is clearly from two things: Rambo, First Blood, as well as the Karate Kid. Right, so there's the big homage to your 80s.
Your 80s classics.
I love
Especially with
this, the change of scene here. They go from the ground and like, oh yeah, we're just gonna do like a tracking thing just so we can just show like this montage of him fighting this arcade.
That's awesome. I recently watched a movie on Beta.
Did you?
Yeah, with some friends, and it's kind of fun, like just like having that nostalgia kind of thing, you know?
I think the last thing I watched was on VHS, and it was Jumanji earlier this year, or last year, or late last year. Here comes the backstory.
Oh my God.
Yeah, a lot of the extra stuff and things in this movie, yeah, it's just it's like one extra in the background. Like you'll see the police station later on. There's no one there. It was all shot like one person at a time
Yeah.
because they didn't have that many police outfits.
This guy was like the guy that donated the most to the campaign, wasn't
Did he
it?
really?
Yeah, I think that's why this guy's in it.
Ugh, I love the tongue.
Yeah, it's pretty good, eh? But like I guess like some of these like high-end VFX shots that you see, that's the stuff you had to farm out.
Oh yeah, he got about 600 to 700,000 to finish the movie. He had already shot most of it. That's why like most of the money he needed was actually just for VFX.
Yeah, that's what I read, like a thing of him after the fact. Like he got a lot of sponsorship money too, like from Monster and weird shit like that, Red Bull or one of those
That's cool.
energy drinks, just to finish the movie and things like that. But I think it's neat that something like this can take place, like can happen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like with, well, you know, with the internet, with YouTube and everything like that. I feel like it's sort of gone down a bit there. Like it's kind of been a little bit more corporatized and whatnot on YouTube now, but is that his actual voice, or is that?
I don't know, because a lot of things been like
he's not from the U.S., right?
No, he's Swedish, and it's the whole movie is pretty much just a Sweden production, pretty much.
Yeah,
and most of it's been redubbed, so I don't know if it's him. It probably is.
Yeah, he might be just doing like the American voice for it, and then like getting close to the mic after the fact, like I am.
Yeah, probably that'd probably be the easiest way to do it, the cheapest way to do it. I feel for something like this, especially that when you're shooting, you don't have to worry about like sound.
Yeah, and you just, if you know you're gonna do it like this after the fact.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, he used a lot of the stuff from the trailer. I love that Triceracop. That just got me every time. And the badge looks like the fakest badge you've ever seen.
Yeah,
You're like it's something perfect. Like from the dollar store with the cop outfit from the dollar store.
Big like Miami Vice vibe to it.
Oh
like original Miami Vice, you know.
This reminds me a lot of, I don't know if you've ever seen Danger 5.
Danger 5, yeah, I remember that.
It reminds me a little bit of this, of like that, especially the second season.
Well, this scene is like legit.
Oh, Terminator.
Terminator.
Yeah, straight up Terminator. And it's the guy from Lonely Islands.
That's the Hitler.
That plays Hitler.
It's
all these police officers.
It's the same guy, yeah.
And it's all shot individually.
Yeah.
That's.
You remember like when Sin City came out, like, and that was all shot on green screen? Everybody was like, "Oh, all you need to do to make your movie is just shoot it all on green screen. It's so easy." Wrong.
It's not that. It's not as easy as you think it is.
Yeah. It's actually more work in post to do that than it would be to just go find an office that looks like this. I would say it's actually easier too.
I love the British accent that the Triceracop has.
I think it's
good working with you.
There was like a movie back in the day, I forget what it's called, but it's like aliens just like live on Earth now. And,
it seemed like what the Bright movie kind of seems to be like a remake of almost.
Yeah, and it's like he's a cop.
Yeah,
and I forget what it's called, but like aliens, they get drunk off milk, so they're all like boozing on milk.
I hate that guy.
Really?
He was positive, yeah.
Oh no, it's Hitler.
Well, we don't know. It might be. I love this. The shooting through the phone. Like what? But I'm pretty sure they do something very similar in Danger 5 where they grab the phone and
he punches through it, right?
Yeah, something like that. So I love the guns when they're shooting guns. It's clearly like they're just shaking their hands.
Yeah.
You know? That's impossible.
I like...
Pretty sure that's the same guy that does Hacker Man.
Yeah, it's the same guy. Hacker Man. This has become like the biggest meme online now.
Yeah, anytime you're like, oh yeah, I just did that. Hacker Man. Oh,
Hacker Man.
AFK. He's away from keyboard. That's what that means in Hacker Man speak.
That's right.
I love how he has to describe that.
Hitler.
The man is
criminal.
Hitler. Like, do you know him? Well, yeah, he's The Kung Fuhrer. That's my favorite name. Like when I remember watching this, I never heard about it, and it was just on Netflix. It was just like, oh, here's something on Netflix. I was like, all right.
Follow it at all?
No, I wasn't following it at all. Kung Fu DNA. But yeah, so I was watching it on Netflix, and I'm like, because I guess I'd just watched Danger 5, so it's just like, here's a recommendation.
Oh, right.
And I watched this, and I was like,
it seemed like
the
Danger
hell?
5 like ripped this off a lot, but
I don't know which one came first.
I don't know. I feel like Danger 5 came like right after, because it was that had like some studio funding, didn't it? Well,
Yeah,
it
it's,
had like backing.
It's Australian, I think.
I mean, it was funny. Like I like Danger 5.
I enjoyed Danger 5. I don't know which one came first. Either way, they're both great shows. They're great things in and of itself.
Yeah.
Both of them, it's just funny, like, they're both kind of the same vibey with Adolf Hitler. Like, oh yeah, you got to defeat the Nazis.
Yeah.
It's the classic villain, right? Like, that's why Indiana Jones was a big thing. It's just like, oh yeah, who's he going to fight against? The Nazis.
Right.
The greatest villains of all time.
This was around the same time that other Nazis on the Moon movie came out. You remember that?
Yes.
Forget
Yes.
The name of that. I just remember it as being called Nazis on the Moon. But that was the same idea. That had like, I love the power glove.
Power
here.
glove.
Loading. This is so well shot and done. But
Apparently one of the right here, one of the equations, there's an extra e in the m equals mc square, and it's like, oh no, it's an error. But then some people are like, maybe that's the reason why it was too much hacking. It's that extra e.
right.
But someone actually like looked at all that coding and actually made. I love it. Just clearly not typing, right? Like,
Yeah.
e equals mc.
You're about to have time.
Cubed.
Are you sure?
Do it. Ridiculous.
Yes.
And how does pressing brake? I'm pretty sure braking is for,
I don't know.
well, braking is to stop a program.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It's such ridiculous.
That's so funny.
I don't know.
Yeah, the Nazis on the Moon movie, that was the same thing. The guy made a trailer, like a really great trailer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then he had a couple like Kickstarter campaigns before that got funded.
See, there's your thing, Adam. You have to make something from the 80s and involve Nazis.
That's what my
your next movie.
My great era was.
Yeah, you didn't have Nazis. Not enough Nazis.
Not enough Nazis, not enough moon and space stuff.
It's true.
Not enough 80s.
Not enough green screen.
That's right. There was no green screen at all, actually. So
There was. There is the Tim scene, which no one will understand except for us right now.
yeah, that's fair.
Into the Viking Age.
Oh no. So like this is like they bought like stock footage for certain things.
Yeah, like the
and then-
wolf that she rides up on is straight up from like greenscreenanimals.com or something like
I
that.
remember looking up that, which is kind of funny.
They in the trailer they're using a different girl for Barbarella. I believe that's no, sorry, the blonde ones. That's not Barbarella. That's the we'll see in a moment. But that's why I'll show it to you when it happens. Like, oh yeah, there's dinosaurs in Viking Age.
That have lasers. Fuck.
I love that sentence. It's a laser raptor. I thought it went out extinct thousands of years ago. Like, what? Oh, thank God for the Viking Age with girls with machine guns. Doesn't even look like a wolf. It just looks like a dog.
You don't think it looks like a wolf?
I don't think
So
so.
they use a different girl, but it's like
No, that's the right girl. It's Barbariana. The year of the Viking Age. I love that. What year is it? It's the Viking Age. That's not an actual time. Yeah, Katana. Katana is is a different actress.
right. Oh right. They use like the bodybuilder chick, right?
Yeah, I don't know who they use in the trailer. I forget her name. But that's why at one point when she calls up for Thor, the screen like it does that classic VHS error there, tracking.
Oh, right.
It's because they switched the shot just so that you don't realize that they change actress.
Right.
Love the my favorite is Thor when he starts to talk.
Oh yeah.
He's got the best like accent, but just the way he says it is just clearly it's not him at all.
I think because that guy was like super Swedish. I think right. He was like a bodybuilder from like that guy's hometown or something like that.
See, that's why they think it's not the right girl. That's why they put the thing so that you wouldn't be able to notice. That's straight up from the trailer. So when Thor appears,
like, the jump in the water thing, like to match like that actual lake that's there, it's pretty good. Like
they spend a lot of money on VFX.
Yeah. This guy has done so much steroids in his life that I think. Look at that. This guy,
like that one.
He used the first steroid.
The first steroid.
He's like constantly flexing.
I know. Me, it's when I like when he hits his helmet just to show like how like cheaply his helmet just looks as he whacks it.
Hammer time.
Oh no. Like clearly,
the dubbing is really bad.
I know.
That's funny.
Oh man, but you're saying that's just stock footage? I mean, most of it was done off green screen. Probably what, like 99%.
Oh yeah, like behind them, I'm sure it's just stock footage, but like when he splashes into the water, he had to have splashed into water for real.
He had to, right? Because the water's coming.
He uses his phone to come. I wonder where they got all these props, like just rated at Value Village, or
maybe I don't think
the Swedish version.
I don't think that
Village
exists. I don't think that phone actually exists. It probably was made to because like the fact that they're advertising for it. I don't know. It doesn't look like a real phone to me. But I wasn't born in the '80s. I never lived the '80s. I lived through the '90s.
I remember my dad had like a massive car phone. It was like the fucking coolest thing.
Could you play games on it? I remember playing games on my dad's cell phone. No, and it was like Pong.
No, there was no games on this. This thing barely worked as a cell phone. It was in a giant like bag case, like a foot by a foot by like 2 feet.
This is one of my favorite conversations in this whole thing. I just like the way they say mustache. This is my Aryan mustache. Apparently, like I don't know, I don't know German, but apparently it's really bad German, and most of it is Swedish.
Oh, okay.
It's like when you watch. I mean, I don't know how many languages you know, Adam. Probably just English.
I would say 1.5.
1.5. You're like. A little bit. I'm prepared French.
Yeah, but mostly Gatineau French, which is like a lot of English thrown in.
Got it. Well, it's like when I watch a movie and people start talking French, I can really tell if like they have a really bad accent.
Right.
I wish I knew more.
That's funny.
I wish I knew more languages just so I can like spot if they're actually speaking a bad language.
I guess
or not.
it was. What's that show everybody loves on Netflix there? Narcos. Apparently his Spanish accent is not that great.
Really?
Yeah.
But again, see, for us, it's just like, it sounds Spanish. Like for me, I'm like,
sounds good enough.
Sounds German, but apparently it's like most of it was Swedish.
Yeah, well, Sweden and Germany, like they have
sure.
They share a border.
Sure, but like anybody who actually knows anything about languages should be able to detect that.
I guess like there's like Swiss German, like different like languages, like dialects, from one end of the country to the other.
Right. Man, this would have taken so long because of the fact that all these different people are all just one person shot continuously.
Yeah.
And there are a few places where you notice it's the same like action happening over and over.
Yeah.
Like if you look over, but like
this is very video game like.
It is very video game like. Very Double Dragon or Streets of Rage.
I
love the excess like legs going up clearly is not him.
Yeah.
Like
or it's him, but it's like he's on like a wire thing, or like it's all like cut together, you know?
Yeah.
Like of multiple shots just seamlessly blended.
Like, oh man, I can't imagine how long that would take, because it's just like this guy runs here, this guy runs here. Okay, you come here again.
Yeah, it probably took a ton of time to choreograph it and then figure out how you were gonna actually.
But it definitely looks very cool.
It's got it's got a look.
It's got a look that works for this movie, and
Exactly.
And I think that's what's so great. He knew what he was doing in regards to like the style of what he wanted.
Exactly. It didn't try to be anything more than it should have been, I think. And then like its weaknesses, they made their strengths.
Exactly. By the fact of going like, yeah, we don't have that many people, but it's gonna look ridiculous either way, right? Like,
I like that. That's so funny. I remember this was around the same time too, like Gareth Edwards, who famously directed Star Wars.
right?
He had like I don't know, in like the film community, he had an Attila the Hun movie, I think it was, that was out on BBC.
Really?
Where like he directed it and then he did all the VFX himself, and it was pretty impressive, like the VFX he did. And he did like a behind the scenes making of like a 10-part like masterclass type thing on FX PhD of how he did it and how he comped in like all these shots. And then so I think they applied a lot of those techniques on this, which like unless you saw like all those tutorials and stuff, you'd never really know. But
Yeah.
it was pretty interesting how he managed to incorporate all these fuck you, Kung Fury, how he managed to like incorporate like all these elements and layers to make these massive battle scenes, right, for like a really cheap BBC movie. And then he made Monsters, right, which got him
yes,
which got him a huge fame.
That's where
and
I
then
know.
like that's like where we found Scoot McNairy, that guy, right? The guy blows himself up in the was it not the Justice League movie, Batman v Superman, the guy in the wheelchair that blows himself up? He was in Monsters.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Uh-oh.
Thor's always dropping places.
I think they literally used that same shot twice.
Yeah. But where's the water, Adam? Where's the water? Here comes Thor. See, can you imagine the Avengers with that guy?
That would have been so funny, actually.
Look at that completely different movie. Oh my god.
Beeping and whirring.
Hacker Man Robot. Triceracop, you silly bugger.
That's funny.
Doesn't
Nazi
make
soldier.
any sense. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
But I think that's the point.
Oh well, yeah. Obviously, like you already started watching the movie knowing exactly what it's going to be from start to finish, right? Like at this point, you're just like, yeah, you hacked those people away. Oh, that's funny. And always shooting people in their penises. Damn it, Triceratops! You son of a bitch.
So funny.
Ridiculous.
It's funny that, like, I wonder what Germans think, like, about... Because, like, Nazis are, like, the one thing you can show in a movie where you can do the most heinous shit to
It's true.
a human. And people are like, yeah, fuck that guy.
But you want to know what, like, the Germans feel about that.
Yeah, I don't know. Because if you were from that country, you're like, yeah, that's still my homeland. You know?
Yeah, but I don't think I don't know. I mean, I don't know. We should have a German on the show next time just to see how he feels
Yeah.
on that.
I mean, personally, I don't care, but I think it's hilarious. But
You think Nazi Germany is hilarious, Adam?
no, killing them is hilarious. Like in this
is
movie.
it? Right.
I see what you're doing.
What am I doing?
You're gonna be like writing your BuzzFeed article next week.
What are you talking about, BuzzFeed? Come on. I forgot about this sequence, the cartoon sequence with the snakes.
This cartoon sequence looks amazing. Like it looks like G.I. Joe.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say it's G.I. Joe. Yeah, it's full
the
on.
animation. Like I think it's like G.I. Joe and Transformers it was like the same animation studio that did stuff.
Yeah, it seems to be.
And He-Man and all that, and it looked amazing back in the day.
I love how extremely giantly
How jacked he is.
jacked he is. That's his the spirit. His animal is a cobra riding a jet ski.
That's awesome.
I mean, cobra. Come on, cobra.
Right. Cobra Kai? No.
No, that's the.
I know.
Well, I mean,
I'm just kidding.
I'm thinking Cobra, like G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
But it looks so. It's a cartoon.
What? Do you know who did that? The animation? I guess they had to get like a studio to do this.
Oh well, I probably not. Yeah, it's probably not the same people that did the VFX. I don't know. Makes me think of animes. That's Dragon Ball Z right there.
Super Dragon Ball moment.
Oh no, he's getting hacked back. All those ones and zeros.
He wakes up and it was all a dream.
I love how you can hack anything in the 80s. You can hack away bullets. You can hack away time.
That's funny.
But yeah, so this movie's almost done. It's only a half hour. Apparently, like on the Kickstarter thing, I was reading up on it. If they made it to 1 million, they were gonna make like a full feature film.
Is that what it was?
That's what it was.
Because I don't remember fully enough about the Kickstarter. I thought they were gonna make it into an entire hour and a half thing, but by the time like they started spending money, they realized they could only make about a half-hour movie. You know?
I just go with what I read.
No, I don't.
Yeah. I mean, but there is talks about a second movie coming out soon. That's going to be Kung Fury 2, the movie.
Right.
Which apparently is not supposed to be at all related to this thing. It's just supposed to be in its own like feature film starring Michael Fassbender, Schwarzenegger, David Hasselhoff is supposed to be returning.
That's funny.
This reminds me of Die Hard. Die Hard 2.
Whenever he's flying up.
When he's flying up, in the
ejector seat.
Yeah, that's like it's exactly the same kind of. Oh, you can't escape Thor's hammer. Squished.
That's funny.
Like, why is he British? Why is a cop that's also...
It's always got to be something like that. The unlikely accent.
Does it?
Yeah. That's like the 80s trope.
Greatest line. Damn it, Kung Fu, because I love you. And then the T-Rex talks. Yes, Thor, talk with your weird mouth. It's weird the way he talks because you can clearly see he doesn't like. I don't think that this man knows any English.
No.
He's just doing phonetically like what he's asking to do.
But if they make like a legit 80 style thing, but with Fassbender and all that, and it's done in this form, but like super high budget, I think it'd be awesome.
Right. The only thing I'm worried about is the studio meddling, right?
Right.
Like,
I wish they'd give this guy like
I love that. Open the doors, Hoff.
right.
Classic 2001 reference right there. I can't do that, Dave.
Oh, that's what they're doing.
Yeah, well, it's the Hoff 9000 instead of the HAL 9000.
Right.
Oh, Hoff 9000. Dylan, you son of a bitch.
If they got this guy to do the Duke Nukem movie, that would be awesome.
That guy? The guy that plays Kung Fury?
Yeah, well, he's the one that made this whole shit. Like, he's the director. He's like the creative force behind it.
Oh, right. If you want him to make the Duke Nukem
I don't want him to
movie.
be Duke Nukem.
Okay, that's what I
want
thought
him
you
to
said.
like be the director. I want him to like make it.
Yeah, who's doing that now?
I don't know. There was been talks of it forever. I think John Cena is supposed to play Duke Nukem.
Apparently, that's what I heard.
He's perfect for it.
He's a big guy. He fits the...
But he's got to have. I really like. I think the best thing to do, and I know like John Cena might hate this, but if they redubbed his voice with the guy who does Duke Nukem's voice.
Oh yeah. And I mean, you just got to do the movie without showing any of Duke Nukem except for his arms. That's all you need.
Right, like it's a first-person game?
Yeah, do it like that Henry movie. What's it called?
Hardcore Henry?
Hardcore Henry. Duke Nukem, straight first person. It'd be the most boring movie ever.
Yeah, it would be, actually. Get some.
Yeah.
Mess with the best, die like the rest.
Here comes like...
Hitler bird cawing. I love that subtitle.
Classic ending, too, eh? It's just the action's about to start.
Right.
You know? And you're like, oh... Here comes the sequel.
David Sandberg.
I don't know what he's done previously. Yes, absolutely. I watched
like a lot of like shit like this, like on YouTube. You know.
So if
the David Hasselhoff song is awesome too. By the way,
I was about to mention that. Yeah.
Video.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen Kung Fury, watch it. If you have seen Kung Fury and have not seen the David Hasselhoff music video, because David Hasselhoff is singing this song that's playing in the credits right now, if you didn't know, go watch the music video. It's fantastic.
This is also like, I would say, it's partly responsible for like David Hasselhoff's resurgence of popularity.
The comeback. David Hasselhoff's
because without this movie, he would not have had that cameo in what is that?
Baywatch?
No, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Right? He has that quick cameo.
What cameo?
In Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
You can say the thing again. I know what you're talking about. I just don't know when.
The spoilers, by the way, if you haven't seen Guardians. But
oh, no.
But yeah, whenever Kurt Russell is changing forms a bunch of times, right at the end, he changes in David Hasselhoff for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Huh. When this first came out, I was a little sour. I was like, fuck, this is exactly like shit like I was doing, but like they just did it to the next degree and got money to do it.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit like, fuck that. But then like after watching it, I was like, it's well done. I liked it in the end. But
no dinosaurs were extinct in the making of this movie.
That's funny. All right, thanks for listening, folks.
Game over, man. Game over.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at Lost Commentary, on Instagram at Raiders of the Lost Commentary, and like us on Facebook.
I'll be back.